Welcome back to another episode of the Gardanier Show. Today I am accompanied by Katie. How you doing today, Katie?
Good. Doing great. Feeling amazing. Beautiful day outside.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, just been amazing. We filmed our last episode yesterday with Caleb. Make sure to check that one out. Today we're joined by Katie, and she is a co-founder. We're co-founders in a new app that is hitting the market pretty soon here called Shoppies. And so we want to talk a little bit about that app and kind of the process behind it, how it came to be, and what it is in general. But first, maybe let's talk about how we kind of met and how you came up with the idea and brought it to me. Can you kind of take us through that process and when that happened?
Totally. So I've done pest control sales for the past 3 years, and I met Jake in September. We were doing it together, and I was coding a different app during it, and he was coding his app Proximity, and
Shout out.
shout out Proximity. And so I was like, okay, we need to do something. This is so cool. And then I went through the temple like in February of last year. This is kind of a funny story. We're gonna wrap it all into one. I went through the temple in February last year, and summer hit super fast, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to wear because I have all of these things that your style definitely changes when you get garments because you just kind of you wear different things. Anyway, I had some trouble figuring out what to wear, and so I had this idea, and I was working on a different app, and it was just in the back of my head, and I would shop and shop and shop, and I would spend maybe 95% of the time shopping, filtering out what I couldn't wear. It would be a lucky hit if I found something that I could wear with my garments, and so I would that idea has just been in the back of my mind. And then Jake came to me. What month was it?
It was either September or August last summer when
Last
we
summer.
when you when I told you that I was programming Proximity Live, and then you brought up this idea that you had. I think I heard it actually from one of our mutual friend. I guess he was our boss then, but Devin brought it to me and kind of talked to me about that, and it sounded like an amazing idea. Um, when I first heard it, and I loved it, and so we started the process of it. I don't know how much you want to talk about during that time, but I remember us starting the process, and it never kind of gained traction. We never really got it going, but a couple months later, we finally got it going.
Doing full-time school, everything else, and
Hmm.
so it's should we do this? Should we not do this? And then finally, the summer hit again, and it's another pain point of, oh my gosh, it's getting hot. Help! Help! Help!
Yeah.
Help! I've started posting on social media consistently. So I was studying for the LSAT. I'm gonna do that, and then my best friend was like, Katie, I love you so much. You don't want to be a lawyer. You do want to do that with your life. Just start posting consistently every single day and see where it takes you.
Hmm.
And luckily, I'm not super crazy, but luckily I've been able to pay my bills from it, and
Yeah.
I got super lucky on UGC and things like that. And so I'm like, this is so fun. I love shopping. Some of my shopping videos have done really well with finding tops to wear with garments and stuff like that. And so I'm like, it would be so sick if I could give every single girl a tool and guy a tool that helps. Even tattoos in the workplace and things like that. I, got a tattoo right here when I was younger, and now filtering through bikinis. It's I don't want to wear a swimsuit and things like that. It just helps with modesty. And so there's so many pain points for women that we've definitely talked about and thought about, and even guys they don't want a full sleeve to show. And so if you can just filter out what you can and can't wear is the
Yeah.
sickest
No,
thing.
that's totally awesome. I wanna show the viewers the app pretty soon here and kind of just walk through it, kind of what you're explaining. It's great to hear your take on it and kind of what the app is, but it's another thing to see it. So I definitely want to show them that. But first, I do want to ask, you brought up the fact that you're kind of getting into influencing. If that's is that the right word? Influencing, being an influencer. Obviously, this podcast is mostly primarily about Shoppies and that new app, but how has that journey been of growing your influence on social media?
Definitely, it's been a little crazy. I thought I had thick skin, and it turns out that like it just like it really thickens your skin. So just seeing what people have said is kind of crazy. But like I've started posting. It's different from like doing sales or learning coding and stuff like that because if you have a bad screen, like the app is not gonna push. It's not gonna work. And like, if you have a bad sale, it's just one person witnessing like your bad sale. And so like posting on social media, it's like, oh, I post, I have my whole following, like will see it if I fail and like mess up at things. And so it's definitely kind of like learning in public and failing in public has just been the biggest shift. And then like, I was like, your social media is a red flag. I'm like, how is it a red flag? It's just I'm learning in public and trying to do the best that I can. Um, my my best friend that I met her in January. We had this whole like big thing happen where we like became best friends instantly, and she actually had followed her, Jake, for like years and years and years and years. And she was totally gorgeous, so sweet. And then I found out she was LDS too and on social media. And I was like, this girl is like such an example to me, such a role model to like get my life back on track. And like, I can do hard things. And she was gonna do at medical school and then did social media. And she's just awesome, like a really smart girl. And so she really definitely like inspired me. And then getting friends with her, she's like, no, you need to do this. And I'm like, what? So it's genuinely been so fun. It's been trial and error and like
Yeah.
learning things, and I'm nothing close to like where I want to be, but like it's just funny to like rip off the band-aid every single day, and post a video and think of something new to do, and it's
Yeah.
crazy to see that like people actually like, would want to work with me. So that's shocking, but it's just fun.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome. It's definitely a terrifying thing. I think it's two different types of, putting yourself out there. As you kind of explained with sales, you've done that previously. I mean, you're knocking doors, and the only person that's going to see that is the person you're talking to on that door. But then you go out and you send out a video to millions of people, and now millions are seeing something that you've done. And you're like, oh, is this going to be good or bad? I guess a personal question I have for you, what has been maybe the worst comment you've gotten where you're like, oh, that hurt, but also like the best comment where you're like, oh, I need to keep going?
Okay, it's there's one video that went viral that I'm getting such mean comments of, and it's understandable. Like I don't think people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. I don't think people understand that I'm in Utah. Like this is dating culture in Utah is a breed of its own, and I'm getting picked up to go on this date, and my roommates are like, "Is this the guy?" Da, da, da. Like anyway, I literally didn't date. I didn't date for a full year. Now I'm back out there. I'm like trying to
Back on the market.
like going out and like doing that whole thing, and so I'm like so I'm just starting to say yes to things. My goal for the year is like I'm gonna start just saying yes to everything that comes my way, and obviously not everything, but like everything I can get myself to say yes to. So I'm like, I go on this date. My roommates are like, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go, and they're like, no, no, no. So they're in my room helping me pick out my outfit. He's basically here. Then I run out the door, and they're like, okay, watching me leave, and I don't even get to talk to him about the guy because I'm like, it was the last minute I said yes to it, and just randomly like picked me up. I went. Anyway, my roommates are like, "Is this the guy?" And they're like, "Is this the guy she's trying to get with that's in town?" And the other roommate's like, "No, it's a different one." And it was not a good look. It wasn't a good look. And I talked about this guy who was visiting, asked to take me out, and it was just like didn't end up happening. And so I obviously had a free week, so I let this guy take me out. Sue me for doing that. And obviously dating in Utah is so different. It's like like the hookup culture is not a thing, like not a thing at all. Like we don't kiss on the first date. Like it is just something totally different than I think what normal Utah or like
Yeah.
normal USA dating culture is right now. And so yeah, so I think I just got flamed for it. So I think the hardest comment was, ugh, like genuinely I can open my phone and like I can just show you like the meanest comments. I've had to like do like I just got one like Mormon fake Christian
Sheesh.
one. You're spreading awareness that women sleep around while dating multiple men. Thank you for waking us up a little and realize women are deceiving and toxic. And
That's
you know what?
crazy.
I'm not sleeping around. Like I'm so LDS. I created this app to like try and do
Yeah.
a job of like being modest. And so I just think it's really
Holy
important
crap.
to judge what you think on the internet. And so that's been a rough one, truly,
Hmm.
but it's been really good at like being able to be like, okay, I genuinely could not care less what these people think. They haven't met me personally, and they don't know
Yeah.
me. So then
No.
this, then I've like had, oh, I had this girl come up to me at like Brandy Melville. Was like, I see your videos, like you're so cute. And then um, I've had a couple girls message me like, there's one that was like, how do you build your confidence? And one of them reached out, was like, I'm struggling with an eating disorder, and like how do you look at food, and like just things like that, where I would have never been in the position before to like help like younger me. And so I think that's been a really cool opportunity that like people are looking to me for that. And I'm not obviously perfect, but like I think you just gotta like you gotta help the younger generation. So I like it's been really cool that I could do that in my own way.
Yeah, no. That's super awesome. I think it's telling that kind of the worst comments you got were on your most popular post. I think, when you're doing something right, you're going to get a lot of hate for it. And I think you're a living example of that. But you're also going to get a lot of people looking for you for inspiration and help grow themselves. And I think you've seen both sides of that. And I mean, you said you just got started pretty recently. Is that correct on this new
Yeah,
journey? So I bet you've kind of seen like slowly but surely that you're gaining more confidence in that field.
totally, 100%. And what is it? Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO. He goes, "Indifference is the least profitable emotion. Make people feel something either way." And
Yeah,
I think I've been
that's
working
beautiful.
consistently. I got hit really hard with with mold poisoning, and like triggered an autoimmune for me in January of this year. And so I was like super super sick. And so as soon as I started feeling better, it was like probably beginning of March, I started like hitting it hard and posting every single day.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's inspiring, and I think it inspires. A lot of people, especially in Utah now, are taking that journey, and so it's inspiring to see you doing that, but also doing stuff that keeps you close to your faith. Let's talk a little bit about the actual app. I'm gonna share my screen real quick and show the app. Okay, can you see that?
I can see that.
Okay, awesome. So this is the design of the app. Do you kind of want to walk us through the design, and I can kind of click the buttons that you're talking about and kind of the functionality of the app as well?
Hmm. So I think it was super important for me that I had something that was like fun to be on, almost like a social media, but for shopping. And so I wanted to make everything like super user friendly and just super easy to use. Like basically, it goes through and you can click the stores that you want to add. If you want to go to that filters.
Here's the stores that we do have, yeah, already in place, and then you can go here and you can search certain stores. I don't know. What's a store in particular that you can think of? I don't know all the
Now Free People
popular
is on
girl stores.
my mind, so I've been really into Free People.
Free
They have
People.
amazing,
Oh wait,
amazing summer sets right now. Free People, there it is.
thanks. So you can add that. Then you can also search for it here, and it's added to your favorite shops, and then you can also look for that here and see free people, free people, free people starts pulling up mostly there, and then you can filter it here as well if you just want to see that. I'm not seeing it right now. Maybe we gotta add that one in.
Gotta add that one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there could be like a search bar or something there. But and then you can filter like I'm looking for Princess Polly. I love Princess Polly. This is one of the best brands. But if you're like a modest girly, it's really hard to find. It's hard to find something that works with like the parameters. So if you go modest, like there's also filters where um like you could do high neck and stuff like that, and to look at the coverage filter. This is my jam. This is my jam right here. This coverage filter. So basically, me and Jake designed this, um, kind of along the lines of the Revolve search, because Revolve has a like you can search V-neck, you can search high neck, and things like that. But right here, like you can choose your neckline, apply filter, and even like the AI, like I want my collarbone covered, like no bare shoulders, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then apply this filter, and then it'll search. It'll do its best.
Yeah. Right now it's been struggling because of the database recently, but we're uploading a new one once the test flight releases after today. So I'll be up and functional then.
Up and functional.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, also there's obviously different garments you can wear and different things that you could have in place. So what was important for me when building this is like I can throw in I'm doing the new tank top one and it can basically filter for me, which is just unbelievable in my dream. Also another thing is like it kind of will like look okay. I love Princess Polly. I love these things, and I'm searching for like my vibe right now. Jake is looking it up. He knows I'm pink right now. I'm looking at for searching for pink things, or I have a vacation coming up, so I want like a teal set, and I could type in the AI and it can filter from all of my favorite brands instead of having to spend hours and hours going to each individual website. I can just say, hey, I'm looking for this, this, and this, and then from there it'll start building my feed, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah. And
Also,
I think the awesome thing about this and kind of why I wanted to work on this project with you is because well I'm not a girl, so I don't understand a lot of the different modesty guidelines for girls. So that's kind of been a struggle while we've been making the app as well, is just finding like trying to understand her vision while I'm program doing the programming. And it's been a little bit of a trial, but slowly and surely I've been understanding the vision, but also understanding women's modesty. So it's like a win-win this whole process. But what I loved about the idea when Devin initially came to me and talked to me about it, I've heard a lot of girls have ideas of starting modesty brands or certain modesty clothing stores. And I've heard that all before, but this one was a little bit different where it's actually stores that are already in place that you already shop at. All you have to do is filter it to what you want. And so I thought that was really cool because I have certain clothing places that I go to. I love Hollister. I love just like the basic ones. I love those specifically and don't really want to switch it up. But if I can filter it to be more modest and fit what I want to see, then I'm going to shop there more often. So that's what brought the appeal for me when you brought that to me.
that's so true. And then I feel like there are some Utah stores and some quote unquote modest stores that put that at the forefront. And then you buy a dress from there and you walk in on Sunday and everyone's wearing the same yellow Shop Zoko dress. And you're like, oh, okay, no worries. So I think it's fun as a girl to find the brands that you love that have and fit your personal style while also fitting to the standards that you want and not spending hours doing it. So,
So let me get off this now. I'm gonna return. Okay, sweet. So that was a little bit of a demo of the app, a little sneak peek. But I kind of want to ask you, what made you initially come up with this idea? I know you said the endowment was a big part. Was that the whole revelatory experience for this idea, or was there little pieces growing up, or what was the main thing that brought you to this idea?
yeah, so I think modesty has always been something that is so important, and also like finding your own personal style and being able to mesh the two together. I remember um, watching Say Yes to the Dress and finding out that I was gonna have to have certain parameters on my wedding dress, and then diving down, like I started working for this custom wedding dress designer in Salt Lake City, Utah, and from there, like I got really into Pinterest and finding the best wedding dress designers, and from there we like would collab and design these wedding dresses together, and it was genuinely one of the most fun, exciting things that I could do. And also my my best friend also we were just been like talking about wedding dresses and everything like that, and there's a beautiful like artful tasteful way to be modest and to like mesh that with your personal style. And I think thinking outside of the box on ways to do it has always been something that I'm like I love and I'm so excited for. Like I even go buy jorts and like go thrift shopping and then cut them my own way. And so I've just always tried to do things a little bit differently. And so what I've like thought about doing a modest clothing brand and everything like that. But like I would like wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like this sounds so funny. I like have this dream of this outfit that I'm wearing, and I'm like, I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh my gosh, where is it? Like, where is this outfit? I look in my closet. One night I had a dream that I went thrifting and I found all these cute like mini skirts and like things that worked with my garments, and I literally woke up, I'm like, they're not there. Like,
I think that's a signs of a chronic shopper right there when it starts entering your dreams
no, it
as
just it's like
well.
it doesn't exist. So from there, I'm like, okay, like I know that they do exist. I just have to do a better job of searching for them. And so once I've done that, it's been great. And then I had an idea to make a video. It was what February? I think it was like March, beginning of March. I did make a video because I'm like trying to find all these cute tank tops, and it took me hours and hours and hours and hours of just searching and finding something that could potentially work. And even then, in the comments, I'm getting absolutely annihilated. And so it just like goes to show you that every single person has different modesty preferences. So I am not one to speak on, guys, this top works perfectly. For me, it works. Like, it's fine. For other people, it doesn't work that well. So, like, if there's a literal AI that could exist that could help some people with it, and they could personalize what's great, like what's great and what works for them, like that's unbelievable. Like that's amazing. Some people even like tight clothing is like too much for them, and I'm like, great, like let's throw that in your AI so that when you go through your feed, like you don't find anything that would potentially make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I love that you bring that up because that goes right into what I wanted to ask you next is like with people having their own definition of modesty and people wanting to find their what they define as modesty, does that kind of tie in to your long term vision with Shoppies, or what is the vision of what Shoppies can be?
Okay, so I thought about this a lot, and 100%. I want this to be like somebody's own personal mall where they can like walk in and everything's tailored fit for them, their style. Like maybe somehow it'll connect to a Pinterest board, or it can track your Safari history and look at what you've added to your cart in the past and find things similar, cheaper, whatever. Like whatever it is that are your priorities, that it will just kind of take and narrow down. So instead of being like, I need, I'm not, you walk into your closet one day and you're like, I am not liking this. Instead of feeling like you have this whole feat of a million things that you need to buy ahead of you, you have this app that you can go to and be like, okay, I remember I said, I looked at this tank top and I was thinking about this, and it can pull and scrape and kind of organize that. So instead of it being abstract, it's all in one app, and you can save what you think and what works for you, and like, okay, these are tank tops I could potentially buy and this price has dropped or something like that, or they're running a sale. um I was talking to Jake actually of I got invited on this app called Shop My, and basically it's just kind of like a linking app for influencers. So I can say this Cotton On shirt, like I could buy this Cotton On shirt. Cotton On pays me what 12-15% to link it. So if someone buys my code, I get a percentage of what like their purchase. So I get what $2.80 if somebody buys the top. And I was like, this is great because I wonder if I can find it. In my notes app when I was working at Aptiv last summer, I was looking for dresses, and I had a list in my phone of a bunch of different dresses, but basically it's a way for you to organize. I'm gonna show you Shop My. It's a way for me to organize my tops. So I can do, so here's my shop, here are my things. So I could do guides, Mother's Day, tanks, shoes, dresses, swimsuits, jackets, things like that. And so this is so unbelievable that I can use this tool to organize my stuff. And even if I wasn't posting, I would love this tool. So if there's an app that can automatically do that for every single one of you and you don't need to get approved, what a dream.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I love that you kind of have that mindset with it to just make it easier and more accessible for people. I know for me personally, we talked about it briefly before, but when I was programming my app Proximity Live, I think when I started doing it, I didn't really have an initial goal for it. I didn't really know what I wanted to accomplish, and it took me a while to realize. Well, Proximity Live, it's an app where it shows people nearby. So within a 100-yard radius, you can add them as friends, and you can connect that way. It makes it easier to network. But at the end of the day, it started to become that I just wanted to see people connect on the app, less about the business strategy or how much money we're making, although that is important, but more of this app is to help people connect, to help people to come together. And it seems like that is the same with Shoppies. It's an app to help people find the clothes that they want that fit their modest standards and make them happy. And so I think that's awesome that you already have that insight and that goal before the app's even released. Kind of talking about the process of the app being built. We've been working on it for the last month or two now to release a test flight version of it to a couple of people to test out. What has been kind of the hardest thing? I mean, I can talk about this as well, but on your side, what has been the hardest thing while building this app?
Taking all of my ideas and organizing them.
Yes.
Genuinely, I feel like I've got so much going on in my brain, and that's literally why we're building this app. Because
Hmm.
even shopping, I've got so much going on in my brain, and to organize it in one place is unbelievable. Another thing is like talking to people and seeing what they would need. And every time I talk to people, I get such a positive response. And people want this app, and people are so excited for it that they're like texting me, can it do this? Can it do that? Can we have it do this? Like this would be unbelievable. And so I think organizing their priorities with my priorities and then putting that into something that's beautiful and looks pretty and fun to use and genuinely like I don't know, I know functionality is so important, but I'm like I need it to be beautiful. And
Yes.
so I think just making everything pretty and executing has been.
No, no, I totally agree. I think you're more of the creative side and more of the let's get it beautiful and looking good, and I'm more of let's just get it working, let's get it functioning. And so it's been a good combo for me to kind of just do the functionality part, and then you come in and make it look pretty. And so, I mean, you have the whole idea, you have the whole structure, and you come with me with these ideas, and it's awesome. I think the hardest part for sure that we talked about a while and stopped us in the first place was the fact that how were we going to get these clothes on the app? I mean, we're helping these businesses sell their product, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to get permission from these companies. So that kind of took us a while to figure out how to do that. But I think we've created a good uh, test flight version that's able to help people do that. And then hopefully by the end of the test flight, we'll have a full functioning app that people can use as of this summer. So that's very exciting for me to hear. But I just want to hear, I mean, it's coming out in almost a month now. In about 5 years, I know this is a long ways away, but where do you see Shoppies being and what do you see it as?
Okay, that's a great question. Hopefully, I feel like I want it to be its own social media. I don't know if anyone remembers Wanalo. I loved that app as a kid. I want something that's the adult version of that, but very tasteful and beautiful, and where people can curate their own feeds and everyone can just influence their friends. So I can see what my friends clicked on and I can see what she's buying and things like that. And I can be like, oh my gosh, I love it. Or, I can make it private so they don't see anything. Like I think I think of its own like playground. Like everyone's like, okay, what are you doing tonight? And then I'm like watching a show and all night shopping. And my friends are like, can we come over? Can we do that together? It's a way for people can do that where people can. It's a way where people can like have their friends and online shop together without spending hours and hours and have a million different tabs open. It just lines it all into one. So I hopefully see every single girl having a profile and a page, and a way for them to post and link their favorite items. So
No, that's awesome. I love that.
5 years down the road, like everyone's using it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fingers crossed. That's amazing. I think as well, I mean, we're just looking at the start of it, and the functionality of the app already is so awesome for helping girls. And I think eventually guys find modest outfits that they can use. But you talk about it as well, where it could be much more than this. With several updates later, it could be an app where you see it as a full social media platform where it can help people share and push out the best clothing that they love from the app and make it a reality for them in their life. So I love that and how you describe that.
Another thing is like it's just like how TikTok has made it possible for small creators that are good at making content to get more views. Hopefully that we can give brands an opportunity that are smaller and new to the scene, that if their items are good and like they make good quality products, like we can push them to people that would normally see it. So I think hopefully we can give opportunities to smaller brands and help people find new things that they love.
Yeah. And I think that's such an underrated part. I mean, I talked about that when we were talking about the startup process on how it wasn't like any app I'd ever seen or any site I'd seen, because all those other sites were probably mostly the local Utah fashion businesses. But I think this helps them tremendously get their clothes and their products that are very stylish out there, and people can use those as well and purchase those. I guess kind of to close, uh, before I ask you this final question, do you have anything else you'd love to say about the app, the process of this startup, and just your journey or our journey in general with building this?
Jake, I want to know like why you wanted to work on this.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I think for me, I loved programming Proximity Live. That's the first app I programmed, and it's been awesome. And I've been running the business side of it as well. So I've been burning what's the word? Burning out on two fronts. That's completely wrong. But I love doing both of it. But what really struck my passion was programming the app, and it took me a while too, because I during the process I was also learning how to program. So I didn't know how to program, but I was taking it one step at a time. One of my favorite movies of all time, The Martian. I don't know if you've watched that one. It's no? Oh, you gotta watch it. It's the same person who made Project Hail Mary, the one that recently came out. Have you seen that one? Oh, you gotta watch both of those. Both those are really good. But
Behind on a lot of movies, unless it's a rom com. Uh,
mm, it's got some romance. It's good. It's good. You'd like it. It's got some comedy. But The Martian, I love. The whole movie is about this guy who gets stuck on Mars. It's like a futuristic movie, and how he has to try and stay alive until he can get help for someone to come rescue him. And he thought on the first day he could just give up and die, or he could solve one problem at a time. And so that's what he does. He solves problems. He finds a way to make more food. He finds a way to communicate with the people back at home base. And he does one thing at a time. And then at the end, he kind of describes to a class once he gets back, spoiler, once he gets back from Mars, that, you just solve one problem, then the next, and then the next. And that's how I felt with Proximity Live, is that you solve one problem and then you solve the next and the next. It's like a car, someone asked me to build a car. I mean, I wouldn't be able to build a car, but maybe I can build a wheel. Maybe I can build an engine. And that's kind of what grew my love of programming. And so, what I've kind of wanted to do, going back to Shoppies after that long rant about Proximity Live and The Martian, is I want to help program apps, help people's ideas become a reality. And I love doing that when it's a great idea like this. So, I think it's very very inspiring that you were able to come up with this idea. And I feel like a lot of times I don't have amazing ideas that come to me to program, but anytime I have an opportunity to work on someone else's great idea, it's such a blessing for me. And to also work on something that's going to be a service to so many others and help bless their life is the cherry on top of the cake. So I love that.
Let's hope it can bless other people's lives. I love that. Oh, I had like a few thoughts while you were talking, but ADD got me, and what you said is unbelievable, and I don't have anything to add.
No,
But
you're
yeah,
all.
no, I just hope that it can help someone that is like one foot in front of the other. I was coding. I did Sandbox this last year,
Yeah.
not that this last semester, the semester before, or the school year before that, and I loved it. Like I loved being immersed into this giant problem that you're like looking at. And you're like, how the heck could I ever tackle this? And it's basically just like small steps, small bites, everything like that. And I feel like that project was so fun for me, and I just felt like every single thing was a closed door. Like I would knock, and then you look back now and I'm like, wait, why are you guys so mean to me? I was literally learning and trying my best.
Yeah.
Uh, but with like this idea, I just feel like every single thing has been an open door. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, we see a little bit of a problem and it's like, oh, no worries. Like, we figure it out pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can put our heads together and really just talk about it and work through these problems. And I know that like just kind of when it is led by something bigger than yourself, and like I feel like there's definitely divine help here. That like I feel like it's been like a ton of open doors and smooth sailing going forward. So it's been really fun to work on, and hopefully we can help younger kids that are going through the temple and looking so stressed at what's ahead and how do we like my best friend, she's like, I'm going to temple, like I don't know like how I'm, and she's an influencer, how am I going to keep my personal style while still wearing garment? It's like there are tools in place, a little bit of extra effort, and we can keep it going. I'm not perfect, I try my best, but every single time I can, I feel the blessings from it. So
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think just the whole thing about the app is about helping other people. And I think you brought up a very good point, relating it back to even the gospel in that fact where it's bigger than kind of what we even think it is, it's helping people find modest outfits to keep them closer to the Savior. And you said that's why it's been kind of an easy process. And I feel that as well. Like with Proximity Live, there was problems that came up that took me days to solve. And I feel like with this one, it's taken me minutes at most hours to figure out a certain problem. And so it's been really cool to see kind of divine help in that way while working on this project. I guess the last question I'd love to end with to ask you, Katie, is why should someone care about Shoppies?
there's a quote that's my lock screen that I'm going to read really fast, and this is going to relate to why someone should care about Shopee. So
Hmm.
bear with me. It's Mother Teresa, her prayer. It's a prayer. It's like, flood my soul with your spirit and life, penetrate and possess my whole being so utterly that my life may only be a radiance of yours. Shine through me and be so in me that every soul I come into contact with may feel your presence in my soul. Let them look up and no longer see me, but only Jesus. And I think as Christians and as disciples of Christ, we have been called to shine a light and to bring people close to like the knowledge of the Savior. And sometimes I feel like with modesty, it helps people look at you and see His light and His face instead of other things. And so being able to do that more fully, I think would be helpful for every single person in the entire world. And so I think people should care about it, because why not emulate more of your Savior and try and be closer to Him with the standards that are constantly being set? So yeah, I think why not try to be better in any single way that you can. So hopefully this app will help you do that. Even if it's just making you have a cuter outfit. If you're not super Christian, you're like, I just want the filter thing, like I want to search my favorite brands. Even that is great. So why not care about something that is good?
That's awesome. Yeah. Shopee's test flight is going to release today to several people. If you want access to the test flight and trying it out, make sure to DM Shopee's Instagram. Is that right? What is the exact handle? The Shopee's Instagram.
It is
Shopee's app. Is that right? Underscore app.
Shoppies.app.
Hmm.
SHOPPIES. Let me talk about the name really fast.
Yes, go ahead.
Shoppies is a trend when you have like the shoppies. It's like I have the shoppies. It's like I have this sickness, this illness. Like I feel the shoppies coming on. Like it's getting bad again. So I just thought this app, the name was a perfect name for the app because sometimes when you do have the shoppies, even you can go through and window shop and put it all into a folder and say I like this, I like this, I like this, and not have to buy it eventually. So you can have the shoppies in a healthy way.
I've never heard that before. I'm learning something every day. So now I know what shoppies means. I'll make sure to bring that up in conversation whenever I go out and go shopping. I've got the shoppies. I love that. But yeah, if you want, DM that Instagram for the test flight. Follow the Instagram to get updated
Or just
on.
comment down below shoppies,
Yeah,
ShopPPIES, and we'll just send you an invite in our messages. I think all we need is your email.
exactly. Yeah. So all we need is your email to send that to you, and then also be ready for the release in about a month of the app. Should be exciting stuff. I'm excited for the official release. You can also, in that test flight, just one more thing, when you're on it, you can comment on things you want in the app. So we can look at all those comments and then we can add it to the app before the actual release happens. So if you're on that test flight, make sure to do that. But thank you, Katie, so much
Put us
for
on your
joining.
list, everyone. We'll add them.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Uh, Tune in tomorrow for the next episode of the Jake Gardanier Show.
You're the
Thank
best.
you.
I love it. See you. Bye.
Yeah.